Hi YouTube, this is my first ever video on this channel. When I was younger I used to make videos, but then I stopped and I decided that I wanted to get into making new videos again. And this video is going to be about my tragus piercing. For those of you who don't know what a tragus piercing is or have never seen one before, it looks like this. I don't know if you could see it. It's right there, it's that outer cartilage in your ear. I don't... Okay, I'm sorry if you couldn't see that, but I will include videos. I will include pictures at the end of the video, so don't worry. I'll make sure that you guys can see it. I've had my piercing for exactly a week today. I got it last Saturday, and now it's Saturday. And so far it's doing really well. I've been doing exactly as my piercer instructed me. I clean it every single day with warm water, and... Oh, wow, okay. I just got Dial soap everywhere. And Dial antibacterial soap. Not fragranced and not scented because that can irritate your piercing. But anyway, I'll talk about how I got it done, where, and all that stuff, the price, everything. Alright, so first, the piercing itself. My sister found a nice shop online, and I'll include their website down below in case you're in the Staten Island or New York or Brooklyn area, anywhere, and you want to go to this shop and get it done. The guy's name is Paul who did it. He's very nice and a professional piercer, educated, all that. He made me feel really comfortable with getting this piercing done. And there was also another guy that was there, but he wasn't a piercer. He was there and he had his tragus done and he was like, it doesn't hurt, trust me. And when I got it done, I felt really confident. I wasn't that nervous. Well, I was nervous. Like, my adrenaline was pumping. But other than that, I was very excited for it. And, well, adrenaline is excited, but still. Alright, so I don't want to sound completely stupid. You guys can check all the facts that I'm going to tell you. And if something is just an opinion, I'll also tell you guys that, just so you guys can get the complete feel of this piercing. Alright, so I went to the shop, and, you know, we were talking about it. I originally wanted snake eyes, which is the tip of your tongue, but that can chip your teeth and just damage your gums, everything. And so I decided not to get it. And also, when you get it, you have to be careful. You can't, like, not that I really care about this, but you can't kiss anybody, you can't smoke, you have to use mouthwash, like after every time you eat. And, like, that's a lot of commitment, too, for a piercing. And that's at least for a month with that, or, like, 2 to 3 weeks for healing. But I would wait a month because I like to do, like, I like to be, like, very extra cautious with piercings because I would hate to get an infection or something. So, alright. So what is that? Oh, it's a plow. Today is a snow day. I'll show you guys. I know this is off topic, but whatever. It's my first video. It could be a little bit. See? Alright. Now back to the piercing. So, he laid me down on the little piercing chair, and he got an alcohol cloth, like, you know, one of the pre-packaged ones, the sterilized ones, like first aid. He cleaned my ear off with that, and then he put the clamps on it. This was honestly the only part that hurt at all, was the clamps, because it does feel, well, it didn't even hurt, it just felt uncomfortable. And then also having someone's hand that close to the inside of your ear is also uncomfortable. But I would still totally recommend the piercing. That was the only thing that hurt. The pain was, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 4, because after he shoved the needle through, put the jewelry in, I didn't feel any of that. And I also didn't hear a crunch. Like, people said that I would, like, from some videos that I've been watching, but I heard no crunch. I'm not saying that they're liars, but maybe they did hear one, maybe I just didn't. If you get it pierced with a gun, you would definitely hear a crunch, which is not recommended at all. Do not get it pierced with a gun. You can get keloids, shatter your bone cartilage, or just get an infection. It's terrible. The jewelry could get stuck and you could have to go to the hospital. Please do not pierce anything yourself or with a gun. Always go to a professional. You do not want to get a nasty infection just because you wanted a piece of jewelry in your ear or anywhere. Please don't pierce anything yourself. Alright, so, okay, other than that, sorry, getting the piercing. Yeah, basically it didn't burn after, it didn't hurt, it felt good. I don't know how to explain, like, after it, like, it felt cool. It didn't feel hot and stingy at all, for me anyway. And there's not a lot of nerve endings in that part of your ear, so you don't have to worry about, like, the pain being excruciating, because it shouldn't be excruciating for anybody, because there's not a lot of nerve endings in your ear. Maybe some people have higher pain tolerances than others, but it definitely just shouldn't hurt physically that bad because of the lack of nerve endings. Like, some parts of your body have a lot of nerve endings, so getting them pierced hurts way more. Like your nose, everyone says that hurts, and it does have lots of nerve endings, so that's definitely not a lie when people say that it hurts them a little bit. And it's thick as well. So, but this is not a nose piercing video. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Alright, the price. This piercing was about $50 to $60. My mom took me and she paid, so I'm not really sure, but that's not including the tip. And my mom gave like a $20 tip because she's very nice. And what else? So, that was the price, the shop. Alright, sorry, I'm a little bit like off track, but I'll go into depth with the piercing, with the cleaning the piercing, just so everyone knows like exactly what to do. I already cleaned mine once today, so I'm not going to clean it again on video, but I'll give you step-by-step instruction. Take the Dial antibacterial soap. Well, first don't take the soap. Take the Q-tip first and run it under warm water. Clean one side with warm water, then clean the other side with warm water. Like, you know, different sizes of the Q-tip, because I don't want to cross-contaminate. And then I put the warm water, and then I put the soap on the Q-tip and run it under quickly again, just so it's not completely lathered in soap, because I actually find that pretty gross, like, and I think it could hurt and damage the piercing, so you're better off just doing a little bit of soap and cleaning around it. Never try to shove the Q-tip inside or anything like that, because that will just make it more sensitive, more prone to infection, dry it out, all that. So you want to be very like careful with it. And after you clean them with the warm water, to rinse everything off, make sure your piercing is completely closed up, nice and clean, you're going to take cold water on a Q-tip and rinse each side with cold water. That is the best ending to cleaning a piercing, because you're closing it up and you're soothing it. The cold water feels good. Your ears should never feel hot to the touch, like it shouldn't have pus coming out of it, anything like that. It can be swollen, and sometimes you will find a little dried up blood on it, like if you accidentally sleep on it or something like that, but you definitely should try to avoid sleeping on it, because it's painful and it can cause, like, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to cause you an infection, but if your pillows are dirty or you got gel or shampoo or anything on it, or I don't know why you would have shampoo on your pillow, but, you know, just anything on your pillow, anything in your bed, you don't want to put all the pressure of your body weight and your head onto the piercing, because it's going to hurt it and it's going to damage it. And you could possibly get keloids, but keloids are more for people who get them. Like, they say that like a certain, I forget which, they say that like a certain race gets it more than another race, but I got keloids on my cartilages because they were pierced with guns, but I don't know if that would just happen normally. But anyway, this so far doesn't have a keloid. Have my fingers crossed. I'm hoping for the best with it, because like I really do enjoy this piercing. You could put Labret studs in it. You could put Monroe studs in them. Captive bead rings. Circular horseshoes, studs, as long as it's 16 gauge or the 18 gauge if you requested that. But most tragus piercings are just typically done with 16 gauge. That's what the piercer will do unless you tell him otherwise. Okay, what else? So, tips. I would recommend washing your hair on the other side. I wouldn't recommend, you know, clumping shampoo all over it, because it is harder to rinse it out. Just make sure you clean it very well when you're in and out of the shower, everything like that. If you use gel, be very careful. You shouldn't really use it when you first get it done. Definitely not, because it's scented, it's very sticky, it's not good for piercings at all. But I would highly recommend this piercing. Like, if you think it's gonna hurt, it might hurt you a little bit, because the clamps do hurt, and obviously a needle going through your skin you're gonna feel it. But I would totally recommend getting this done. I love it, and I've had mine for a week already, and the healing process isn't that bad. It's not as bad as a belly button piercing, and I just totally love it. It's worth it. So, yeah. I guess this is the end of my video. If I left anything out, just comment and I'll reply to you through comments. Or you can leave a video response on how you feel about this video. Anything that, like, you know, any tips that would be better than mine, just tell me. Because I want everyone to have the best experience possible with it. So thank you for watching. If you would subscribe, I would appreciate it a lot. And that's it for now. Maybe I'll make another video today. I don't know. I hope someone watches this. Bye.